Hello everyone, this is PHTV4. I'm Sue Jankowski. Welcome to Meet with Moraine. As you already probably know, I hope you do anyway, we meet with a Moraine representative every single month and we bring something new to you so you can find out more opportunities you might have at Moraine Valley Community College, which is in Palos Hills. Today we have Dr. Kelli Harris, Dean of Nursing, with us again. She was with us back in September talking about the program that's kind of expanding a little bit into another facility. So welcome back, Kelli. It's nice to have you here.
Thank you for having me again today.
It's great. And Kelli is she's Dean of Nursing, so we're really kind of talking about the basic nurse assistant program. But, you know, just to refresh our viewers, what's just a little history of how you came to Moraine, how long you've been there, et cetera?
Yes, so I received my master's back in 2010, and then shortly thereafter obtained my first adjunct position at Moraine Valley. So 2011, I became a part-time adjunct faculty member, and then just kind of worked my way through the ranks, eventually became full-time, and then been the dean since May of last year.
Oh, congratulations.
Thank you.
It's a big job. Okay, so we talked about how the program was expanding more in the Tinley Park campus. So how's the expansion going?
It's going great. So in October, we started our first basic nurse assistant training course there. We had 2 cohorts go starting in that semester. And then this semester, we have 3 groups at the Tinley Park location. So It is complete for B&A, as we call it, Basic Nurse Assistant. Those students are loving it there.
Are they?
Yes. And the campus looks beautiful.
Does it?
Yes.
Where is it located?
179, so the address is 17900 94th Avenue, just off of LaGrange Road there.
Okay. It would be nice to, just kind of drive by for people to see, where this is, because we know where the main campus is,
Yes.
but this would be interesting. It sounds like it's growing too. If you had 2 cohorts, now you've got 3.
Yes.
People are interested.
Students love taking the basic nurse assistant courses because it's a nice pipeline to other healthcare professions, whether it be nursing, physician assistant, even medical, school type of healthcare programs. Students love taking the course, and the course is a lot of fun.
Oh, well, that's great. So I guess what is the difference between the basic nurse assistant program and a nursing program, which will also be there in the fall?
Yes, so we are state approved to start the nursing program there in the fall, and our accreditors will be coming to evaluate the program there in the fall as well. So the main difference is basic nurse assistant, right? These are those basic fundamental skills that assist the nurse at the bedside, whether it be hygiene for the patient, any type of grooming activities, helping with getting rid of urinary specimens, those type of things, those basic training needs. So there's 21 skills that the students will learn in that course that are IDPH approved, that the students will be competent on to then become certified in.
So is that more than one course, or that's one course?
It's one course, 144 wonderful hours that the students are there.
Well, that's a lot of hours.
It is a lot of hours.
But it's just one course. Wow, 144 hours. That's a lot of time. And you would need that to feel comfortable with those things. It sounds like basic.
Yes.
But those basic skills, as applied to someone else, can
not
be
so basic.
Uncomfortable, and you have to get used to what was
Yes.
expected for me to do with that person.
Yes, I mean, I can still remember being in my early 20s, even late teens, learning how to bathe someone, right? It's not a normal thing. We bathe babies, maybe even a child, but to bathe, let's say, another adult, and to shave a man and brush someone else's teeth, those are things you have to review and train on, and especially making a bed with someone in it, right? None of us are born doing that.
No.
So you learn those kinds of tasks inside of the program.
those are really, really important to feel comfortable. Like, okay, so they learn these basic skills. At the end of this 144 hours of training, they can go get a job.
They can go get a job. They take their certification exam, and then they can go get a job anywhere in the state.
Is there like an age limit or restriction, or what age do you have to be?
Yeah, so the student should be 16 to take the course, and that's statewide. The state requirement is 16. Most of our students come to us at age 17, usually like junior, senior in high school, and then they continue on. But that's the minimum. And then there's some minor functions that someone's 16 and 17, they can't use, like mechanical, some of the mechanical lifts that we use to move patients from a bed to a chair.
Yeah.
So
know
they
how to do that.
Yeah, so they see the skill, but they're not using those mechanical devices.
They don't do that.
They do not until they're 18.
Oh, okay. Well, that makes sense. But I would say, do you have to have a high school diploma to be certified?
No, you do not.
You don't?
No, we have high schoolers take the course with us all the time.
Oh, interesting.
Yes.
Do they do that because they're looking for an opportunity within that healthcare system, or they really just, that's their job, they want to do that?
I think they're using it as a pipeline. I think that a lot of students are using it to gain those skills needed to that next step, which nursing for a lot of students, that's what they want to do. They take the course, they get their certification, they get employed. Let's say it's a student that goes to Carl Sandburg, for example. They may get the certification, then they get a job, let's say at Northwestern Palos Hospital, work as a CNA, and then go back to school for nursing or any other healthcare career they want to pursue.
Well, that does seem like a good, pipeline when you get into the hospital situation where you see other things that you might think, hey, I could do that.
Yep.
And then they go back, and then you offer courses to help them be certified for that, I'm guessing.
Yes. I mean, at the college, we have a multitude of programs. A lot of times that course is good to help get that human touch, right? That experience, those basic things that you need to know to take care of patients. You learn that medical jargon that we talk in the hospital, all the abbreviations. You learn all those fun things, and then you pursue whether it be nursing, respiratory, radiology, any other healthcare field, even phlebotomy.
Yeah, that does seem like a good opportunity because just learning that skill of working intimately with people. It's not just working with people. You have to be comfortable being intimate in that you're hands-on with them.
Yes.
And so with this, do they have a chance to have a simulation or a practice, like a genuine practice somewhere? And how does that work?
Yes, so the course is broken into 3 different components. They have the didactic portion, which is the lecture. They have a lab portion of the course, which is several hours. And then they have the clinical portion, which is another portion of their time. So they're in clinical at least 40 to 48 hours with hands-on direct patient care before and being competency before they even go to the patient, right? Making sure they can do those vital signs, make the bed with the patient in it, groom the patient. They've been checked off multiple times before they, maybe go to see my grandpa and shave him at the hospital.
Honestly, Grandpa, I can do that.
Yes.
So there's hands-on experience with that. Is there local facilities you go to do that?
Oh, yes. We go all over.
Oh, you do?
We have lots of clinical partners, and we're always so thankful to all of our clinical partners. So we go to Northwestern Palos, Little Company of Mary, Advocate facilities take us, Smith Crossing, Smith Village, Aaliyah Healthcare, you name it. We have a lot of clinical partners, and we're always so thankful for all that they do for us.
So what we're predicting is that we're going to need more registered nurses between now and 2034.
Oh, yes.
And why is that?
Well, we all know the boomers are
They're
leaving us.
Booming it.
They're booming it. I mean, even just this year, I have 3 retirees, which is huge for my department. So the boomers are retiring.
Yes.
And we love them dearly. But they deserve some peace and happiness outside of
Free
the
time.
hustle and bustle of working.
Right.
So that's a huge change for the nursing industry, a lot of retirees. The other part we look at is like a supply and demand, right? We know we need more nurses, but there's not a lot of faculty, right? There's a shortage of faculty. We know we need more nurses, but then there's also limitations of clinical rotations, right? The hospitals can only have so many students at any given time, right? So, and there's so many schools now competing for all of these rotations, but each school can only take so many students because there's so many faculty available. And the population is aging. Everybody is living longer, which is amazing, but there's more chronic illnesses that we're seeing that there's more of a need. And the nurses in the industry are more spread out. 20 years ago, most people worked in the hospital. Now there's clinics, there's insurance companies, right? There's more nurses working outside of the hospital than sometimes inside of the hospital, which changes the dynamic and why there's such a huge need, especially in the hospital sector. And COVID caused such burnout in nursing.
Yes.
You know, I mean, we saw people leaving in droves
Really?
to leave the industry because it changed the dynamic of healthcare in a sense. And seeing people come back to school for other healthcare industries after COVID.
Okay. So these high school students, so they could become a basic nurse assistant. They could do that for a while, and then they could take more classes at Moraine Valley
Yes.
to prepare them to go on to a 4-year school and become a registered nurse.
Yes, well, we like to keep them at the 2-year school with us and help them get the 4-year degree
Yes.
in creative ways. But yes, they do have that option. The student can take the CNA, the Basic Nurse Assistant course, and then for our program, they would need microbiology and psychology to then what we call rank in for acceptance into our program. So there's 3 key courses that a student needs to apply for nursing school at Moraine. So ideally, if a high school student is taking the course 17 years old, they could start some of those prerequisite courses at 18. Some high schools allow them to do dual credit, we call it, and they can take those courses in high school or even just right after high school, take those courses and continue on to be a nurse by the time they're 21.
Wow.
Yeah,
Do you find very many people on that fast track?
we do.
Yeah.
Our average age student is 23 inside of our program. And for the college itself, the average student is in that younger population group, between 18 to 21. So we do have a very young population of students. I feel at Moraine we do a good job at emphasizing the dual credit because it's a win-win for the parents, right? The students are in high school, they take these college courses that are equivalent to college credits, and they're saving money at the same time because they're not having to pay those costs while their child is away, and it lessens the amount of time the student is there for away at a 4, sometimes 5-year institution.
That's so true.
It cuts down at least on a year or maybe even 2 for the parents.
That's a huge savings.
Huge savings.
Yeah. And not only just a savings of schooling, but that student is then making money sooner.
Yes.
And, becoming more independent, which is what they want.
Yes.
Hopefully, we want our children to become independent. And so I see why they can choose that. That's really great. So your facility in Tinley Park is, it sounds like it has a lot of opportunities there.
So I'll tell you a little bit more about the building.
Okay.
So we renovated half of the building to make it a portion of the nursing program. There are simulation rooms. There are 2 on the main floor. The students have a new practice room available. So if there's other classes going on, they can still come into a space to just simply practice. There's also the B&A lab and classroom are there on the first floor. Another classroom is there on the first floor, and then there's a huge lab for nursing up on the second floor and classrooms. So there's lots of lab spaces for the students to learn. The most current state-of-the-art mannequins that students learn from are there. We have babies, pregnant mom, pediatrics, adult patients, you name it, we have it.
You don't even think of all those things. You know, I'm thinking about like maybe older people or people who are just sick, but you named all the other people that need assistance as well.
Yep, we teach across the lifespan. So we teach the student what it's like to deliver a baby, what that process is, the complications that a mom can experience, the pediatric emergencies that can occur, all the way up to the adult patient that maybe has COPD or diabetes, you know, or any other kind of chronic illness that a new nurse might experience.
I can see why we're talking about 144 hours. That's a lot to learn and be prepared to take a test and become certified.
Yes, yep. So there's a lot there in the building. It's a beautiful space. We're hoping in the fall semester to have a ribbon cutting so that community members can see what their tax dollars go to and how resourceful Moraine Valley is to help the community expand and bring more nurses into the workforce.
So do you spend most of your time at both places? Are you kind of going back and forth? You're mostly in Tinley.
Well, there's 3 in total.
Oh, gosh.
So I do spend time at all 3.
Okay.
Yes. It's important for the students. So we have the campus in Blue Island.
Oh, I forgot.
Yep.
Yeah.
And then the main campus here in Palos, and then the campus out at Tinley Park. So so I was just in Tinley Park yesterday. You know, with construction and things wrapping up, that my nurse vision kicks in and check for those minor details.
Yeah, important.
To make sure we're all set for fall.
Very good. Is there anything else you'd like to mention to our viewers?
You know, I encourage people to come out, see our nursing program. We do an exceptional job in making sure that our community has exceptional nurses that are here to help. And if people ever have any questions, would like a tour, please reach out. We're more than willing to show you the facilities that we have and provide you with any information. And we're always so thankful to our community partners. We have several here in the community that help our students learn, and we're so grateful for their help.
That is wonderful. And also, you're proud of your facility, so it's kind of nice to show it off to people who come and look at it. Yeah, that's fantastic. Well, Kelli, thank you so much for coming in again. I'm so glad that now you've transitioned to this facility being open. It's another great opportunity for students and the community at large.
Yes, and thank you so much for having me.
You're welcome. Thanks for watching us today. We'll see you next time when we meet with Moraine again. Bye for now.